This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
How are you people? How are you? We promised earlier that we are going to be here with my brother, and he's a great mind. Would you ask? YouTube, I can see we're there. Who is there on YouTube? I can see guys are logging in. All right, my technical team tell me when Facebook is live. Is it live? Yes, I'm looking for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good. We are live now.
Are we live on Facebook?
Yes, I'm waiting for it to show up here. YouTube, I've seen it. You can tell us where you're watching from. YouTube, I can see you. You're very active. Tell us where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? We are two of us here, and today we want to pick all your questions. My brother is loaded.
Oh,
we have
goodness.
an hour of conversation. So yes, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Karibu sana.
Always a pleasure. You know, when a great man like you calls, we answer.
No,
you're a man I honor.
you wait ahead of us. We really honor you, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to hear what is bubbling inside of you.
Right.
You are some of the people I don't want to confine with the topics.
Yes.
I want to limit you to something.
We shall have a great time, I believe.
But a lot of things have happened in the psychological and social space.
Yes.
Since last time we talked.
Right.
We have heard massacre inside the rooms. Somebody will just go kill another and dismember their body.
Yes.
We have heard femicide, the so-called.
Yes.
The term for just that inhumane murdering of
Right.
innocent
women, yes.
And people have been troubled. Three incidents came in close succession.
Right.
Also, young men died by apparently being thrown or jumping from buildings on top there.
Yes. Suicide.
And it was very disturbing because all these were young lives. All these are
Yes.
young people.
Right.
And it grips a parent when you remember where you came with your child, from where you came with your child, from the time they cried,
The sacrifices made. Yeah.
and the emotional investment. Sometimes the child is just all that emotional journey.
Yes.
Then somebody comes, does what to them? That is vicariously traumatizing, even when it's not your child.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Vicariously,
Yes.
it's traumatizing.
Absolutely.
Just the sight of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think that is. What is going on?
It's two things, Mr. Benjamin.
Yes.
The pressure of society and the changing dynamics of parenthood.
Changing dynamics of parent. Which pressure of society?
To be the best, to belong. And that comes with the digital era,
Yeah.
you know, because you want to also get to a place where you can post yourself next to a Range Rover Sport.
Oh,
Not realizing the guy you're competing with, that's not his Range Rover Sport.
you're right.
You know, these nightclubs nowadays posting young girls drinking expensive alcohol,
Correct.
all right?
Yeah.
Your age mates drinking expensive alcohol.
Yeah.
So when a man calls you and offers you 20,000 shillings, then you also want to drink the same expensive alcohol. Not realizing when the devil gives, he has a bigger thing to take from you.
Correct.
But now you get clouded by your desperate need for one thing, not knowing the devil is taking 10 things away from you and sometimes even your life. Because of that, you know, gone are the days where we thought people are doing things just on the foundation of poverty. Okay. Now it's to belong.
Oh.
You understand?
Yeah.
Even kids from well-to-do families are being lured because your father gives you 50,000, I'm offering you 100.
You're right.
So you can have those drinks in these expensive, well-lit nightclubs, and you'll also appear in the photos of Instagram, pages of Instagram for these clubs, and you will be respected by all and sundry. So then we have evil people who have now taken advantage of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was seeing on TikTok some reformed criminals and I believe many have seen this, where these people were called in and they were told, all we need you to do is get private parts from women. And it's 70,000 a private part. And if it's a bigger woman, it's 200 to 400,000. And how do you get them? Or just go to the clubs. We shall give you some money, buy them alcohol. And then there's this drug, slip it in the drink. And then when they appear a bit high, call a taxi. And you know, she's all drowsy and you're there touching her. And what will the taxi guy think? This is boyfriend and girlfriend going home. And then you say, drop us here. In that house, your other comrades are there. And then their knives, and then innocent girls, you chop off their private parts, and then you're paid 70,000 shillings.
They did that to people?
Yes. I'm not talking about another country. I'm talking about Kenya.
Hey.
So because of this desperate need to belong and the changing dynamics of parenthood, now we have parents dressing more in a more revealing way than their children.
That's true.
I mean, when I was growing up, all my father needed to do is look at me, and I'll come back to line.
That's true.
Never forgotten one day I was going on a date. I talked to the girl, we didn't have mobile phones then. And I prepared myself, and my father watched me prepare myself. I had a white trouser and a white shirt. I had done calcite on my hair. Not using the chemicals, but you put Omo the whole night, and then you put a polythene bag and you sleep like that. When you remove it in the morning, you look like Michael Jackson and Ray Parker Jr. And my father watched me prepare. After I was done, he says, now go and take care of the cow.
Cow?
Yeah. I said, Dad, you've watched me preparing. You knew I was going on a date. He asked me one question. Where will that girl take you at this age?
Wow.
And what will you offer that girl at this age? Now we have 15, 16, 17-year-olds thinking they can go into a serious relationship.
Correct.
With a mid-term, long-term, and whatever plan.
That's true.
It's parents we have dropped the ball.
That's true.
Parents have lost it.
That's true.
Your kids are twerking on this side. Your father and your mother are twerking on the other side. In the same club. The only thing separating you is one counter.
You're right. That's true.
Your father is there caressing a young girl. You are there your daughter is being, or your son is caressing an older woman, or your daughter being caressed by a pot-bellied man. Society has gone to the dogs. And we're just sitting back as if nothing is happening. And then you're saying what is happening to society. Before we blame other people, let's look at ourselves. Let's go to our homes, let's go to our churches, let's go to our schools, and let's talk to government. The solution is there. We should stop behaving like addicts, blaming other people but ourselves. Yeah. Yeah.
That is deep.
Yeah.
So how does the parenting then, what can we change to save our children as parents?
Number one, go back to old style of parenting, whereby parents raise children as a team.
As a team?
Yes. I mean, if my neighbor or my uncle found me doing something crazy in the estate, pinch me to my house, and my father opens the door, my mother opens the door, what's wrong with my son? He was misbehaving, he was playing, touching girls carelessly. And my parent would then also now take the other ear, tell my neighbor, continue pinching that one as I pinch this other one as we put discipline. But now if you do that, Benjamin, someone will tell you, what are you doing with my daughter? What are you doing with my son?
True.
The parents of now think other people's children are bad. Their children are the best. Yet maybe sometimes your children are the chairman of the bad boy group.
True.
So let's go back to that place where you do not become desperate to be a friend of your child.
You do not become desperate to be a friend.
There's an age. If your child calls you my friend, you are doing wrong parenting.
True.
There's an age your children must reach and call you old-fashioned. Then you know you're doing the right thing. But there's an age where a kid's mind, a child's mind, is drawn towards doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
So imagine your child calling you a friend at that stage.
That's
then
true.
what are you doing as a parent?
That's true.
Yeah.
Is that what the Bible says, that foolishness is lodged in a child?
Absolutely.
And a cane of discipline will drive it out.
Absolutely. But now, that cane has been hidden.
That's true.
Oh, buju buju. Oh, we don't want to hurt you. Buju buju. What nonsense is that?
That's true.
Get to a place and sit down. Nowadays, excuse me, the only level of discipline, I've said this time and time again, is I will change the Wi-Fi password. That is discipline now, Benjamin.
That's discipline.
You will not have Terrific Tuesday.
What is Terrific Tuesday about?
Buy one, get one free pizza.
Oh,
That is punishment.
you're right.
I've said this time without number. You're telling your child, face the wall and look at the wall for 10 minutes. That's punishment. Oh, I will remove the remote control from the sitting room. That's punishment.
That's true.
That is why kids nowadays, when they don't have sausages at 4 o'clock tea, they say the world has become toxic or life has become hard.
Toxic.
Some of us went to Bungoma, to Musagitao Primary School, Bungoma High School. I mean, we were taught hard life.
Yes.
But now you don't have Weetabix 3 times a week. Oh,
Well,
I think I need counseling. Sit down. What counseling do you need?
Toxic.
Oh my goodness!
And tell me about, you have traveled a lot.
By the grace of God, yes.
And I liked at some time you joked
Yes.
that you said it was reaching a point where you are stopping over in Kenya.
Yes, just to pick my clothes. It's God's grace, my brother.
What are we getting wrong vis-a-vis the first world? I'm coming now to the side of, we are crying so much. There's
Right.
no job. We are crying so much at unemployment. And yet when you try to hire a person yourself now to give
Right.
employment,
Right.
it's a worse hassle than even finding a job.
Absolutely.
People are incompetent, they're unreliable. You have seen America, you have seen Australia, you have seen all over the world.
Yes, sir.
Those guys, what have they done we are not doing?
We, on this side of the world, I'm going to say a bit of some hard things today.
Yes.
We are raising children who believe the highest form of success is to make money that you can have some fun.
The highest form of success is to make money
To have
so
fun.
that you can have fun.
You can dress well.
You can dress
You
well.
can go to clubs. You can go out of town for the weekend. Do
That is 90% of the masses.
Yes. Parents, young people. And do you know, today, if your Fuliza limit is 10,000 and you have 1,000 shillings, and you ask these young people, how much money do you have on your M-Pesa? They will say 11,000.
Wow. They count
The loan as
credit
theirs.
as theirs.
And our mind has been captured like that. So we are raising people to have fun, to have fun. That's the highest form of success. Oh, kuna this statement for international guests. This is French. Kupiga luku. You haven't seen the shoe.
You're right.
I'm saving for that shoe. Where there are people in the other side of the world. On your first job, you're taught financial literacy. That every percentage, some percentage you save. We have young people who, when they earn 100,000 shillings, 80,000 is rent.
What?
If your rent is more than a third of your salary, you are crazy.
That's true.
It shouldn't be more than a third.
That's true.
You understand?
That's
So we need to get back to tell people, you know what, life is about mountains and valleys, highs and lows. During your high, save for the low.
That's true.
But these guys don't know there's a law. The only law is when they don't have enough money for shisha. That is a law.
Yeah.
But guess what? It has gone across board. 40-year-old men are doing this. You get a big deal, Naivasha for the weekend. Nyamachoma. Where are the lales? Where are the women? Call the ladies. And then because the parents are out for the weekend, the kids are having house parties in the very house that the parents have gone. And then where are the grandparents, the older folk? In the village. We don't go to see them, or as long as they have some M-Pesa. We have lost the moral fabric of society, of relationship. We have commercialized everything and not dig deep in foundation that will build us to be great men and women. Where are the days? We used to go to the village over Christmas. And because you're there, you are bound to bump on an uncle who may not be wealthy in finances, but has a wealth of wisdom.
True.
In the village in Busia, you can't go to many places. So today, you have breakfast here, lunch in the other uncle's place, and as you're having lunch, you are being told, this is how life should be handled. This is how life should be handled. But now, what we used to do by going from uncle to auntie, from uncle to grandfather, in this generation, is Tinder to TikTok, TikTok to Instagram, and getting the wrong content.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
So, we have a major problem in this side of the world that we think having fun is everything. And that is why, how do you know the mind of a society? Go to the influencers of that society. Fine. We have Mr. Benjamin Zulu. Great mind. With 153,000 subscribers on YouTube. Go to some crazy celebrity man dressing like a woman, they'll have 1 million followers. So it tells you the mindset of a country. And these are people being followed by what we call the future generation of the country. So if the future generation, only 153,000 find your content right, and 1 million find a man dressed like a woman right, then it tells you where we are going. We don't have to think deep. It doesn't need revelation. It doesn't need much. Even now in the church, to capture these people, we are not giving them the word, we are giving them the entertainment.
That's true.
Yeah.
But whenever you hear youth church,
it's entertainment. Mikono juu. Ruka. Now scream. You are screaming and the demons are screaming with you, telling you we are in the same place. Even government, when they have youth functions, 80% of the program is entertainment, is bringing artists to jump up, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But if entertainment is 80% of a youth meeting, then that youth meeting, then the youth of that country are going to the dogs. When will we have youth being brought together, whether it's by government, by churches, by institution of higher learning? We have entertainment, but we also have a point where youths have pens and notebooks taking notes.
You're right.
We have them having handkerchiefs, wiping sweat, because there's more jumping physically than jumping in your mind.
You know, I'm called to speak to colleges and where young people are,
Yes.
high schools,
Yes.
and they come empty-handed.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are attending a speech by a life coach or psychologist, whoever,
Yes.
and the expectation is not to learn.
No.
What is that?
They want you to tell them to jump. Because they have been, by the time they're in university, they are principalities in sitting and doing nothing, because from primary school to upper primary to secondary, that's all they have been taught. A society that has more entertainment than knowledge is a society that has its right leg on a banana peel and the left leg on a slippery floor.
Wow.
There's only one way, is to slide and fall.
You're
And
right.
we are sitting. People in the first world are raising their children to be leaders. We are raising our children to be followers.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So you said our money philosophy is wrong. Our relationship with money is wrong.
Absolutely.
We are
And I'm
just,
not an expert, but these are just the ABCs.
exactly.
Yes.
We are making money to make fun.
Yes. And
To-
by
to afford
Pigaluku.
And you talk about kupiga look, that just to afford a certain look.
Yes.
I can see who Sarah A. Wandera. These two men should sit in my dowry negotiation because they have taken part in mentoring me.
That man had better have a helicopter ready. We shall get your helicopter.
Sarah, thank you. YouTube, I can see you. Please drop your comments there. Drop your questions. You've said in the
Yeah.
West or First World, guys were moving forward.
Yes.
They are being taught to grow with their finances, to set aside some proportion. There's a rainy day, or you need to be self-sustaining.
Yeah.
You need to attain milestones of money development.
Especially in the Far East countries. They are raising their kids for the future. In the European countries, the USA, there's a lot of crazy things have entered into that.
Yeah.
But when you look at China, when you look at Malaysia, they are raising their children. I'm telling you, the Malaysian government sponsors their citizens to do very high-level courses in the UK, in the US, on one condition. You come back home, you give them 5 to 10 years before you think of anything else.
Wow.
And you wonder why they are the fastest growing economies right now.
Wow.
Singapore, whatever. Look at the CEOs of the Googles, and Indians are taking over.
True.
To a point now, even the Prime Minister of the UK. These things did not happen last year. When you see a 42-year-old or 43-year-old as a Prime Minister of an economy like the Great Britain, for him to be Prime Minister in his early 40s, something was inculcated in him in the early teens.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I think I've said this in this platform here. We have 25-year-old CEOs in India, in China, in Kenya, or Africa. We have 50-year-old bloggers.
You're right. That's true.
Why are we crying then?
That's true.
Why are we crying?
And why is the word trending so appealing to us?
Because we don't like to think.
We don't like to think.
We don't like to think because the things that trend are gossip.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true.
Things that trend are gossip. Nothing else. Things that whet your gossip appetite. And that's why they're called trending. That's why they're called trending. Even when somebody has done something good, worthy to be respected, they will not trend for that. They will trend because people are hating on them.
True.
So that trending thing, tea. What's the tea for today? Give us tea. Give us gossip.
Correct.
It tells you our mindset. And we got to say these things. We got to say these things. 5 things you did not know about Benjamin Zulu. Number 5 will shock you. He's not South African. Oh my goodness. And then you hear young people discussing for 1 hour. You mean Mr. Benjamin is not South African? Not discussing what you're offering them.
That's true.
In the level of wisdom that God has graced you with.
That's true.
They're now discussing, you mean he's not South African? For 20 minutes. Meaning they've denied themselves 20 minutes of knowledge.
Correct.
Then once they're done discussing, whoever wins the argument is the one who will say, he's my cousin. Our shags is near his. So this topic is over. You don't hear them saying, let's listen to some of his videos.
True. True.
Then they'll quickly rush to nonsense on social media. That's what our young people are doing. Yeah. Quickly rush to nonsense on social media. Even believers now, we have trending topics. Which pastor has been caught doing what?
Correct.
Which pastor has done what? Trending. We're in trouble. But the sad thing is that we're drinking sweet poison. Very excited about drinking it. And then we'll realize when people are dragging themselves into the doors of the ICU. And then you realize even the doctor who was to treat you is also a patient.
You're right.
Yeah.
Robert, you're one of the hardest working guys I have ever seen.
Amen.
You have a stamina that is amazing.
I remember you told me this one day in my private conversation we had.
Yes.
Yes.
I watch and I say, ooh, when I grow up. Because while I'm doing my circuit around Nairobi,
Right.
I get tired like dead meat. I just
Right.
want to rest somewhere. And then imagine my brother is transitioning airport.
Yes.
And you get tired without knowing.
Of course,
For flying.
absolutely.
They confine you somewhere, waiting 2 hours, boarding visa.
Absolutely. It's crazy. People think it's all fun.
No.
It's
I
crazy.
know about flying.
You have to appear 3 hours before. You're on the line.
Sit there, wait there, waiting. Listen.
Yes.
It's very...
And sometimes you're in a European airport, they decide it's you they will pick to check your bag.
What is that? Because I wish young people can just get 10% of what drives you. What keeps you going? Clearly, you're not trying to get money to buy the Gucci belt.
No, not at all. Not at all. Bro, not at all. Give me shorts and I'll be okay. Sitting in my house having some cold juice, I'll be very okay.
So what drives you, man?
Two things drive me, sir.
Yes.
The mistakes I made in my past. I feel that I owe it to the world to compensate. I owe it to my God to compensate. Another thing that drives me is the time that I have left. It's as simple as that. I owe it to God.
How can mistakes inspire you?
I don't want to go back there again. That I should have been doing other things then. Maybe somebody died before they listened to something that God had put in me. And that person had direct access to me. But in that season, I was in a club. And had they listened to me then, if I had what I have now, they would have been a mover and shaker controlling another 1 million people.
Wow.
Because every person you meet, you don't meet one person. You meet a constituency. That's why when Jesus said, who touched me, when the woman with the issue of blood touched, he wasn't saying which individual. It's generations have touched me.
Wow.
When her bleeding stops, she can give birth to generations.
That's true.
So the mistakes I made, I believe I owe it to God, and I owe it to myself as well. And I'm not saying we don't make mistakes. We learn every day. But also the time that I have left is to make sure, like Dr. Miles Monroe says, is to die empty. Benjamin, my brother, please don't remember me for the suits that I wore.
You're right,
No.
man.
I have good suits.
Yeah,
I look damn good.
you're right.
But remember me for the impact.
That's right.
Remember me as a man who just downloaded what I had and wasn't embarrassed to show my scars.
Wow.
We have too many perfect mentors. You call me a mentor and you're only showing me your highs and no lows, I'll be very far away from you.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heartmans. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal